nonprofit sector relies so heavily on people. And in fact, in most cases, we truly are in the people business. So ultimately, I feel as a manager, the most important investment we make will be the decisions we make around the people we bring together with our team, and the opportunity to create great people that come together and to ensure that we have them for some period of time so that we can benefit from what they have to share with us. I think that nonprofits that function well and that have that ability to attract and retain exceptional individuals are companies that allow for a great deal of cross-departmental collaboration. I feel like there are organizations where many people within the organization are well trained in project management, that projects that come forward would always have representatives from across the various departments involved and working together collaboratively. I feel like nonprofits that show the signs that these things are not working well are ones where there is a lot of departmental and budget infighting, where there can be also conflict between staff members and board members. And we have a lot of challenges in the nonprofit sector that are out beyond our control, but I think the ability to have great people and to work seamlessly within our organizations ensures that the time and the dollars that we have can be invested on those greater challenges than those that are internal. I believe that the one thing that is absolutely within our control within our organizations is its culture. And I think that each of us bring a part of ourselves to that culture. I'm a woman in business and I'm a mother. Part of the culture here at Ballet Austin is that those staff members that have babies can bring them for the first year. That's part of what I bring and that's part of who I am. We are also an organization that is very focused on lifelong health and well-being. We want our employees to have the opportunity to be fit. That's part of our culture, and it's part of the time and the things that we provide. Another organization will bring its own identity, and I think over the years, my colleagues at Ballet Austin have, at different times and in different ways, truly impacted our culture by coming and saying, you know, I think that we could do this, or I think we can try that. It is amazing how far we can get in the nonprofit sector with bartering. I will barter with anyone for anything that would be for the best of our employees. So I think that the idea that people don't have the resources, I just think that they haven't taken the time and the ingenuity to see what they can do together as a team. I think for myself personally as an individual, the culture of an organization is defining to me. I do think that younger employees and younger team members are very effective in managing up. In fact, I'm keenly aware when I'm being managed by my colleagues, and sometimes I actually really love it because new ideas and new thoughts are coming. So I'm a big believer that everyone has a responsibility in owning the culture of an organization. It doesn't belong to one person. And so I think that every attempt should be made to, if you're someone that wants more work-life balance or wants more opportunity for professional development, to let it be known. If through repeated attempts those things are not understood and heard, and if particularly for me would be an issue of value, if the values weren't consistent with mine, I might be in the issue of polishing off a resume. But I absolutely believe that each team member has the opportunity to impact the overall organization. My background in working with as many nonprofits as I've worked with over the years, and I've also maintained each year about 20 direct mentee relationships with younger individuals in Austin. And I see often people that are coming from the for-profit sector that want to come into the nonprofit sector because they believe that what they are doing in the for-profit sector is not making a difference. And there is a sense that within the nonprofit sector that we have that opportunity. And I actually think that that is the case. I will not make a judgment about the for-profit sector, but I do know within the nonprofit sector that we do have an opportunity to make a difference if we are willing. So I think that my experience has been that people want to give their time and their energy and to be compensated to do something that is meaningful to them, and meaningful to their communities. And I think that there is a rich opportunity within the social service and arts nonprofit sector to do that on a daily basis. The thing that I have found about great people is that, with all due respect for everything that we do within our performing arts business, most of the things that we ask people to do can be taught. I hire for the things that I cannot teach. I cannot teach someone at this stage of their life to be honest, or to be decent, or to be ethical, or to have a work ethic. Those are things that someone else somewhere along the line had to put those things in place, or they're not there. And beyond that, in terms of just professional capabilities, those are things that actually can be taught if that value system's in place. So we have a tendency to hire around the values. When an employee doesn't work out, it almost is never because they failed professionally. It's because they failed in terms of living up to the value system that we expect of our employees. I think that I'm going to suggest two books that I've read that I think had a great impact on me when I first had the opportunity to impact the culture here. The first is written by Jim Collins, a book that many people have read, Good to Great. And I think that it's an important book because almost every business out there has some ability to function well, but there are very few that will take the time and the energy to truly become exceptional organizations, even though it probably at all points is within our control. The second is a book called Nuts, and this book is the story of the creation of the brand for Southwest Airlines. And it's truly an exceptional book in that it reminds us that we can have fun in what we're doing. It reminds us that every team member is a part of the organization, and it also reminds us that it's imperative that we truly empathize and sit down and sort of walk in the shoes of our other colleagues, that really all of us need to spend a little time thinking about everyone else's journey. In terms of the recruitment and retention piece around the organization and its culture, one of the things that I have found in our employee reviews each year is that one part of the review we focus on the individual and their personal goals, away from the business, but what are their personal goals for the next year. Sometimes I find that that's maybe one of the most important questions because I can identify where they would like to grow. Sometimes it's in a completely different area. Sometimes it's the most introverted person in our team that's decided that they want to learn to speak publicly. Through that process, I've been able to then go to the board and the community and identify over the course of the next year, how can we put someone on a trajectory to achieve those goals within a year. Those are things that take time, but they don't take resources, and it also keeps our employees growing.